Town of Beekman Zoning Board of Appeals meeting. Today's April 6th. Before we get started, I wanted to note the exits in the building. There's one just in front of you behind us, one through the doors which you came in through, and one through the back of the building. Restrooms are down the corridor to your right. At this time, would you please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. So tonight's Zoning Board of Appeals meeting, public hearing for Andrew and Jenna Bruning, I hope I'm saying that correctly, Bruning, for an area variance on Hillside Road, grid number 6859-03-160149, zone R5. The applicant seeking a 9,000 square foot bulk requirement variance from section 155, attachment 2, schedule B of the town code, which requires a 45,000 square foot minimum lot area. This time, the applicant is here. Please step forward and share with us your public notice and registered mail receipts, if you have them with you.
I handed the originals in.
Yeah. Okay. Great. Great. Thank you. Great. At this time, can the applicant please step up and share to the microphone and share your application, explain your application to the board, please.
Sure. Yep. Thank you. We're applying for an area variance to build a house for me and my wife on Hillside Road. The owner we're working with through the process, and yeah, that's why we're here.
Any questions from the board?
Do you have a layout of the lot and where the house is going to be?
Yes, that should be
in the paperwork.
What is it, somebody's beach now, like currently on the lot?
Yep.
Great.
So I had a survey done, proposed location for the house, for the well and septic, with all the setback was submitted to the office downstairs.
Okay.
2-3 weeks ago, so that's all been completed.
That's why this is in.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it's just the history of that piece of property. I purchased it in a sale. It's currently the old owner passed away. That lot has never been built on. It's been vacant since that farm was developed years ago. I think the file maps in the late 1960s or 61 or 67.
You got it. Yep.
Back then, the current zoning didn't exist.
Yep.
The first 5 or 6 lots on that side of Hillside Road are all about the same size.
Yep.
That's just under an acre. So at 40,000 square feet, and then as the road extends, the lots get bigger and meet the current requirement. So, Andy and I have been working side by side. Tomorrow, we'll be signing the contract and ready to move forward.
That's the only lot left up there that was never built on all those years.
Correct.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's been vacant forever.
Yeah.
Haven't been anything done with it since, like you said, the farm.
Right, and it's my understanding that the zoning moved to R45 long after that development was done and put you in that current position. And you fall about, what did we say, 9,000 feet?
9,000 square feet.
Under the, okay.
Yeah, I don't even think it's that much. I think the survey had it coming in at 39 and change and 45,000 is the minimum, so it's
Was it
just a little over 5,000 square feet short.
Yeah, the original reference was R40, which the original estimate would have been correct, but based on the R45 current zoning regulation, it is closer to the 9,000 square feet.
Okay.
It's negligible in terms of the math, but for accuracy standard, yeah.
You know
Yeah, yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
And it's all in keeping with the same development on that road as far as...
Yep, they're planning to single family, single-family, 2-story residence. I sell the modular homes, so I'm selling them homes.
Very good.
Currently, we will have process of that. So.
Very
Yeah, I'm sorry, could you, Peter?
Yeah.
Peter, if you would be so kind to just go to the microphone so that we can,
State your name and
so
get you on
we can
camera.
have you on the
My
record.
name is Pete Chinella. I'm the owner of, my company's named Liberty Home Development LLC. I reside on Gardner Hollow Road right here in town. And I'm selling a lot to Andrew.
Nice.
So in your estimation, will the variance have any sort of adverse effect on the property, on the community, will it disrupt the current feel, look, smell of
I
the?
don't believe so at all. Like I said,
Yeah.
it's just a vacant lot that's sitting there. It's got very minimal trees on it, so, I mean, I think there's only a half a dozen trees that may have to be removed for this. Yeah, not even. And it's pretty flat and level, so there's no major excavation or grading or anything that needs to be done. It's gonna be pretty,
It's just overgrown thorns right now.
yeah.
Overgrown what? I'm sorry, if you could
Thorn
go
bushes.
near the
Yeah.
microphone,
Yeah.
just to keep you, because this is being recorded, yeah.
Yeah, just overgrown thorn bushes right now, mainly, so cleared up in probably a day or two.
Yeah. And the only way you could, I guess so in your estimation, do you feel that this hardship that you're currently up against, is that self-created or is this?
In terms of what?
The zoning requirement?
Yes.
Yeah, that was created when they put the zoning laws in effect, well after that
Yeah,
development was established.
yeah, yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Definitely not arguing.
when we both started talking, you know, I called the town clerk's office and they told me that we had to go through this because of the size of the lot, so that's why we wrote it into the contract and everything.
Yeah. Great.
You want to make sure that they don't have an issue if we make that a stipulation?
Yeah, one thing, is there any other questions from the
I
board?
was
Any
thinking of
comments?
just this, they have a sewer in septic, right?
Yeah,
Do you meet the Board of Health setbacks and
Well,
everything for the
Yeah, the
septic?
setbacks are everything
And the
is
well?
on the survey we submitted, there's more than.
So the only thing is the variance is due to the size of the lot,
Yep.
not structurally for the septics and the wells or anything like that. That's all gonna be flowing.
Correct, yeah.
That's a concern, yeah. Just checking,
Setbacks plus, more than the minimum
right.
requirement.
yeah, so the zoning board can move forward, with this discussion, making this subject to a plot plan being submitted with the building permit application that proves that the minimum yard setbacks, maximum lot coverage, and impervious coverages are met. The other is the proof of health department approval for the arrangement of water supply and sewage disposal at the time of application for the building permit. So those two conditions as
Spoke
well.
to my engineer today,
Yeah.
he's got all the paperwork completed, deep hole tests were done, perk tests were completed. He said I should be ready to stop by his office, write a check early next week, and then just go over to the health department for the final sign off. So, by the time we design the house and get through that process, the health department was moving right along, everything was coming together right at the same time.
Okay.
Before we apply for the permit.
Just-
Yeah.
When we go to vote on it, it'll have that stipulation added to it that all those plans will have to be met to be able to, if we should vote to give the variance.
I just have a question.
Sure.
When we submitted the application, there was a recent survey submitted with the setbacks and the house location and the well septic that was provided by the engineer. Do you need that updated? You need a stamp set from the engineer?
Yeah, that'll go
Not sure.
downstairs.
It's,
Yeah.
it's better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it, like a parachute. It's better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it. So it's better to, not delay the process. Yeah,
Let's make sure I get it.
Yeah, it won't hurt us here tonight, but the engineers wants that when your house plan goes in. And everything on this will be contingent with that being all approved and meeting the requirements.
That makes sense.
There you go.
any other questions from the board? Comments? Anything else we should know from the applicant?
I don't think so.
Okay,
Public
great.
discussion.
Thank you very much, guys. Appreciate it. Great.
Yeah,
We have to open the floor to the public comment, public discussion.
Yeah.
So unless there's anything else you have to say, if there's anything else you want to add, please let us know.
No, not at this time.
Okay, thank you very much. Yep, have a seat,
Yep.
please. Yeah. So at this time, I'd like to make a motion to open the floor to public comment.
Second?
Second?
Okay.
Great. At this time, the Zoning Board of Appeals would like to call any members of the public to the podium. Please state your name, your address, and you have 3 minutes.
Hi, my name is Selma Claudio, and I reside at 39 Hillside Road. The property just right next to where they plan to build. And our question is, how is the building going to disrupt our quality of life? Okay, and two, and more importantly, have the lines, the property lines that they drawn, compare them to what we have when we first put our house. Have they been changed? Because when the surveyor came, they seemed to be encroaching on our property, and we just wanted to make sure that what you have on record is what stands.
Exactly. Whatever survey that they have on the map will have to be surveyed before they put any foundation on. Those surveys and those lot lines, even if somebody pulls the sticks, if you decided to have your property resurveyed, you could and find out where that true line is between you and them. If there was a dispute, you'd go through a different channel than this. But for all intents and purposes, the way lot lines are, and I have seen it happen where lot lines were adjusted incorrectly on a map. Actually, a whole lot was turned inverted. So the smaller end up by the road should have been on the back end, which made a little bit of grief between the neighbors. Yes. And so that dispute got handled in, it was a small low court, and the original surveyor who had done the survey like 10 years prior to the new owners moving in had to go back, redo everything, and compensate to his mistake. So, but the lot lines, those numbers that have been on the maps as those lots were subdivided, never changed. So even if they move the pegs, your lot line numbers are still the same. You could do a survey and know exactly where those pegs are, and then have a court case saying, hey, they've intruded with a fence, a tree line, or mowing on property that is mine and not theirs.
And one last question. When we purchased the house and we inquired about the property that they now plan to build on, we were told by the building department that there was a do not build on that property.
This has gone through the engineer and what's Jess's job title?
The building inspector.
Yeah, that would have come up had that on the original application when it was downstairs at the building inspector's office. And from the maps we see and what they've sent up to us, there's no non-building on there. And if there is a reason for non-building, say like the ground wasn't impervious enough for sewer or whatnot, when they apply for their Department of Health, it would get flagged and say they can't, they're on solid ledge, there's no place for septic, or so all those things are still going to come to pass with the engineering. And if there's any problem, they'll be shut down right on the spot. Okay?
Thank you.
No problems.
Anyone else?
Motion to close public hearing?
Make a motion to close the public hearing.
Second.
Second?
There you go.
Great. Town board discussion on the R45.
Yeah, so, I mean, from all intents and purposes.
So in our opinion, right,
Yes.
do we think this change will be produced in the character of the neighborhood or a detriment to the nearby properties created by the variance?
I think he's right in order with all the homes that are already there that were built under that year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. In our opinion, can the desired result be achieved by any other means other than granting this variance?
No.
The variance is the only way
Due
to
to
do it.
the area, the changes in square footage for the lots, so it's beyond
From
their control.
1963 to 1973
Right.
to 1978 to today, so,
They're just trying to comply.
yeah,
One last question,
I couldn't agree.
if I may.
Sure, please, come on up to the, I mean, we closed the public comment, but since you were already on record, we'll let you back up. Yeah.
Again, one last question.
Sure.
Is there a time period during the day that they'll be working during the construction? 7 days a week, 5 days a week? What's the plan?
We don't have,
So this will be discussed at a later?
it's up to the planning board, it's up to the builders, it's up to,
But how do we get to know?
The town does have an ordinance on building.
Yeah.
They, I believe Sundays are off limits, and they can't start before either
Before
7 or 8 in the
8
morning.
a.m., before 8 a.m.
Yeah, there is, you can go downstairs to
Building
the building
department.
inspector,
Yeah.
and they
But
will
you guys
give
don't
you.
know that.
What's
So,
that?
so the town code states no building on Sundays, and during the week, no building before 8 a.m. Whether or not the builders and the owner of the property conform to that, you know.
If they don't, then you take that up.
If they
with
don't, you
different-
take it up, you
Yeah,
know,
it
with
wouldn't be
the
with us,
town.
though.
Yeah.
So who would that be with?
With the town, with the building inspector or the town. You go downstairs in this building,
Town clerk.
the town clerk, and you let them know. Yeah.
You're all right, I didn't know that off the top of my head.
Yeah, they have a morning.
So we've addressed the variance. Yeah, I had to deal with that last year. So is the variance substantial? 0.82. It's less than.
It is, but it isn't for what,
Based on
the situation.
former.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think it should be granted.
Yeah, okay, so I think we're good with that. Will the variance have an adverse effect on the impact of the physical or environmental conditions in the neighborhood?
I think
I don't think so.
It's a-
No,
it's a
I think
house.
it fits exactly
Yeah.
what's
Not if they
there.
meet
Okay.
the Board of Health's.
Right, well, conditioned on the Board of Health approval and the building department, yeah, okay. And then is the hardship self-created?
No.
This was created by 1973.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Codes change.
1968, yeah,
Yep, agreed.
Changing codes.
when the Beatles came here. Okay, okay. Great.
Predates this board.
Yeah, yes, indeed. Okay, at this time, I'd like to make a motion to call vote.
Seconded?
Second? Great. Great, let's, how do we, what say you?
Aye.
Aye?
Aye.
Aye?
Aye.
Aye. The ayes have it. Motion passes. So in today's public hearing for Andrew and Jenna Bruning, I hope I said that, is it Bruning or Bruning? Bruning, thank you. For the area variance on Hillside Road, grid number 6859-03-160149, zone R45, where the applicant is seeking the 9,000 square foot bulk requirement variance from section 155, attachment 2, schedule B of the town code, which requires 45,000 square feet minimum lot area. The motion is approved based upon the vote tonight and the 2 conditions that we discussed earlier.
That's it? Motion closed?
Motion to close the meeting.
Second.
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 Nice
Meeting
lady.
is adjourned.
Guys, thank you very
Thank you,
much
guys.
for your time. Thank you, no problem. You too. Brother, that was perfect. Nice job.